days are over, and life is like a song. At last, the skies above are blue. My heart was wrapped up in clover. Then I looked at you. I found a dream that I could speak to, a dream that I can call my own. I found a thrill to press my cheek to, a thrill that I have never known. Oh, you smile, oh, and then the spell was cast, and here we are in heaven. For you were mine at last, at last. Thank you.
How can I just let you walk away? Just let you leave without a trace. When I stand here taking every breath with you. Ooh, you're the only one who really knew me at all. How can you just walk away from me when all I can do is watch you leave? 'Cause we shared the laughter and the pain, we even shared the tears. You're the only one who really knew me at all. So take a look at me now. There's just an empty space, and there's nothing left here to remind me. Just the memory of your face. Now take a look at me now. There's just an empty space, and you coming back to me is against the odds, and that's what I've gotta face. I wish I could just make you turn around and see me cry. There's so much I need to say to you, so many reasons why. You're the only one who really knew me at all. So take a look at me now. There's just an empty space, there's nothing left here to remind me. Just the memory of your face. Now take a look at me now. There's just an empty space, but to wait for you is all I can do, and that's what I've gotta face. Take a Take a look at me now.
The Australian government wishes to formally congratulate President Trump on his election win. We're sorry we called you nuts, village idiot, traitor to the West, and said you scare the shit out of us just the other day. But we promise to make it up to you by letting you dump nuclear waste and build more spy bases here. Whatever you do, please keep Kevin. We don't want him back here either. Or Kev Treaty. But our main message today is for Australia. We're about to have our own election, and we want to assure you that here at the Labor Party, we've learned the key lesson from the US election, which is that if you side with corporate profits and billionaires instead of workers, renters and folks struggling to put food on the table, those folks will elect the guy who says he'll help them even though he also sides with corporate profits and billionaires. So if we want to stop this malignant tuber from winning our election and implementing Project Gina, we must show we stand with you in this cost of corporate greed crisis. We could start today by breaking up this price gouging monopoly, by making childcare free, and by wiping out all student debt, not just 20% if you re-elect us. And to show renters we have your back, we could announce a once-in-a-generation investment in public housing, and it would still cost less than Dutto's nuclear plan, which will take 2 decades to not lower your bills. And we could pay for all that by making these guys pay their fair share of tax, by ending our billions in subsidies to them, and by scrapping this bullshit sub-deal with a country whose outgoing leader can't remember our name, and the new one scares the shit out of is awesome. Everybody says so. So we know what to do, and we know how to pay for it. So are we gonna do it? Yeah, nah. Because we're so far up the arse of gas companies and gambling lobbies, we couldn't dislodge ourselves even if we tried, and neither can the malignant tuber. But here's the thing, Australia. Unlike these poor bastards, you don't have to choose between red and blue, because we have something America doesn't: preferential voting. Preferential voting allows you to tell the two-party system to fuck off, because unlike Americans who were forced to choose between shit or shit light, preferential voting lets you vote for a not shit candidate, one who does stand with you instead of Coles, Coal and Qantas. All you need to do is put them first on your ballot before the major parties, safe in the knowledge that even if they don't win, your shittier choices will still be counted. Which is why in Australia, it's impossible to waste your vote, so you don't need to vote like an American. Australia! We're helping Australia become America by introducing laws that entrench the two-party system and make it harder for new not-shit candidates to compete with us. And we'll try to scare you away from not-shit candidates by telling you things like, you're wasting your vote, and you're helping Dutto to win, and minority governments cause chaos. But that's just to distract from the fact that the more not-shit MPs you vote to the crossbench, the more we have to listen to you instead of Santos, Rupert and Gina. And maybe that's just what we need here at the Australian government, where it's Trump and mining companies that scare the shit out of us, not workers, renters and young people. But with preferential voting, you can embrace the MAGA movement at this election and make Australia's government afraid again. Australian government. Authorised by the Department for Counting on Australians Not Understanding Preferential Voting. P.S. You'll find a link in the video description with a list of not shit candidates. Do not click it.
Your dusty mood don't vibe with me. You are old and so therefore I'm I don't know. Are we here? I don't see us.
There
We are.
We are here. We're here. What's
there
going on?
you are.
Yeah, I got a colic here on my head. I got to fix it. Hold it. Let me.
I
squish
got
it
my
down.
Linda trip. I figured I'd whip it out for the inauguration.
Oh, scary, scary, scary. How are you, Shanda? How you
We all
feeling
love
this
Linda
week?
Tripp.
How you feeling?
I'm hanging in there. I'm working. I did a Monday Trailer Park Pundit. We had fun, and I'm getting stronger every day. I feel like so. Just trying to get back into it and force myself to keep going, one foot in front of the other. That's what we're doing.
That's what they say, and it was a great show on Monday. And
Thank
we
you.
hope
I
that
was a little tired, but I'm getting stronger. So Monday's show, which I've been already writing, of course, it's going to be Inauguration Day, so we're going to have a blast.
Woohoo!
Don't sound too excited, Oz.
I think we saw this play before. Let me shout out. I'm going to let you shout out to the chat. Hey, Jody Havel, what's going on in there? But we have a super chat right underneath Jody Havel.
I see that. Jax Page is in the house. Jax, much love. How you feeling, hun? I hope you're hanging in there. Surprise, my son got me unlimited prepaid so I could join you. Means a lot to be here tonight. Still in the hospital, but getting better. HMPV is a nasty bug. Of course, Jax has been fighting a very nasty lung infection. It's a form of pneumonia, right? Oh my gosh. I've been there so many times. You guys know I have very weak lungs, obviously, and I've had them. So I get it, Jax. I'm so glad. I was laying here thinking yesterday, I was like, well, can't we get her a hotspot, or can't we buy her like some airtime? Like, there's got to be a way for Jax to be able to watch the streams while she's in the hospital. So yay to your son. I'm so glad. And
high five.
I see you're getting a little bit better. You got a couple more days in there. Just keep holding on and fighting. That's all you can do. And we're rooting for you. We're pulling for you. And much love out to Craig. I know it's so scary for the family when your family's sick,
It sucks. We're
It
all
does
getting
suck,
we're all getting hit by the dog
Dude, Natalie's been sick. Nats is in the chat right after. Nats has been fighting
Natalie, I
a
hope you're
nasty
feeling
infection.
better. Yeah, Natalie, I hope you're.
We got the cat house. Natalie bought a cat house for the trailer park, and so now all the strays, which I have many of them now, have a nice warm place to go outside. So thank you so much, Nat. The trailer park kitties appreciate it.
Yeah.
We got Chris hanging out. Hey, Chris, good to see ya. Who else is here? Deborah. Hi, Deborah. Good to see you.
Hi, Deborah.
Anthony.
What's up?
There you go. Jilly loves hanging out too. And Lazy Quackhole. Good to see you. Vic. Hello, Vic. How's it going this Saturday night? And I'm scrolling. You guys are talking. Krona Heresy. Good to see you. Snorky's in the house. Hi, Snorky. And Sinead, good to see you. There's a lot of people hanging out over the trailer park. Let me get over there and see who's hanging out over there. We got Peace Dove. Hi, Peace Dove. Indy's hanging out over at the trailer park along with Mastermind Hour. What's up, Mastermind? And Cowboy Kitty. What's up?
Cowboy Kitty.
Salty's Digital Dive is over at the trailer park. And Popeye was first in the door at the trailer park. We like to hang out at the trailer park. And Jenny Lynn, good to see you. Thank you guys so much for joining us for Beauty and the Boomer on Saturday night. Oz, I'm going to let you get the Rumble. Do you got the Rumble pulled up?
No, but I got the Rockfin pulled up. I've got.
Okay, well, you get the Rockfin.
I got Jim, and then I've got Kamshwari Kate's over there. Aram, what's going on? Hello, Aram.
Hey, Aram.
Hey, if you got time, give me a call tomorrow, Aram. Always a pleasure talking to you. And let me see.
Maybe Alex is in the house.
Do you have the Rumble pulled up, or do you want me to get
I
it?
do. We got a Rumble rant over there. Dewarded. Thank you so much for the Rumble rant. Oz, please read the book, The Great Prostate Hoax by Richard Ablin. I sent you on Facebook a DM about it. Very nice and very thank you. That was a very generous donation over on the Rumble. Case hanging out over there also with a dingo ate me baby and Mr. Worthless Eater. So, read that book.
Dewarded, actually, I got it. Did I not respond to you over there on Facebook? I thought I did. I apologize. I try and at least give a happy face or a thumbs up, and...
No, you're good about responding.
Yeah,
I
really do try, and sometimes
We try to be thoughtful and
I
respond
miff
to
it, but
everybody.
yeah, I do try. I do
Hey,
try. I've got
Minix,
Rummel
what's
pulled
up?
up too, so I can monitor that. We should be live on Kick and Trailer Park
I didn't even
Pundit,
check Kick.
And
Yeah,
what's
no,
the
we're
other-
definitely live on Trailer Park Pundit.
And what about X? Do we on? Let me look.
Yes, we are live on X. I saw your.
Holy smokes!
you're
I
so
did
live.
it. It worked.
Yeah, we're live
It
on all
worked.
channels.
Okay,
We're doing
it
good
worked. It
tonight.
worked.
We got a
it
good
worked.
show tonight. I worked on it all week, and so did you. You did some great stuff. So
Let me get.
we
going
are live on
here.
Kick. Good to see you, Kick.
Yeah, that is great. Kick. The picture is so good over there on Kick. It's
I know.
fantastic.
Those gaming platforms, they always got a good picture.
Remember, everybody, our show is satire, unless we really mean it.
Satire.
Which we try to, we try and
The
keep
whole
it
fucking
humorous.
world is satire. What are you talking about?
Yeah, and don't forget, if you can, Shanda's, it's the getting towards the end of the month, and you could probably use some help either over on your GoFundMe or right here, right? This is the places to go for. helping out
Yeah, you
Shanda?
can buy me a coffee, or you can hit the GoFundMe. It's in the link below, or PayPal. PayPal's a good one because they don't take anything. GoFundMe and YouTube, they like to take their penance
Yeah,
out of my ass. Well,
Yeah.
hi.
they do.
can hear one of my
Kitty's
Trailer
in
Park
there.
kitties.
Kitty's in there.
Yeah, Kitty's screaming. She wants my
Well,
chair.
Everybody, we have got a heck of a show tonight, a hell of a show, and it's a big one. I think you'll enjoy it. How did you like the magic thumbnail this week, Chanda?
Oh, it was beautiful. I love the hair too. If you go back and look at the shows we were doing like 3-4 years ago, I had hair like that.
Yeah, I was like I was trying to scrapbook something 3-4 years ago. The first one I did of Nancy Pelosi, it's like she had a dragon's neck on her, which is not necessarily inappropriate.
She already has a dragon's neck.
Yeah,
you don't have to AI that shit.
I know it was terrible, but yeah, it's come up, and everybody has their opinion on an AI, and I want to keep it
You're right, Angel.
for just artistic uses when I can. Let's get going with the show. Oh, stick around tonight because we've got 2 great Doobie Brothers covers. Shanda got to sample them, and they came out nicely. And
I picked them.
they're not ones we've done before. I don't think so. I'm still. Next week, I think we're going to do some Blue Oyster Cult. What do you think?
I don't fear the Reaper, man. So yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Joe Biden. Does you bring this or did
Well,
I
this
bring
was his farewell address. Now, this was earlier in the week, right? Because they're doing all their pomp and circumstances this week, and he wanted to warn us about the oligarchs.
Oh, really? He's warning us about oligarchs. Here we go.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, exactly.
That's why my farewell address tonight. I want to warn the country of some things that give me great
Turn it up
concern.
just a little.
This is a dangerous concentration, and that's a
Much
dangerous
better.
concentration of power in the hands of a very few ultra-wealthy people. The dangerous
like his friends?
consequences if their abuse of power is left unchecked. Today, an oligarchy is taking shape in America of extreme wealth, power, and influence that literally
No
threatens
way.
our entire democracy, our basic rights and freedoms,
Our basic
and a fair
rights and
shot for
freedom.
everyone to get ahead. We see the consequences all across America.
Pull yourself
We've
up by
seen
your
it
bootstrap.
before. More than a century ago, but the American people stood up to the robber barons back then and busted the trusts. They didn't punish the wealthy. Just
They
made
took a
the wealthy
president with
pay the
balls
play
like
by
you
the
don't
rules
have.
everybody else had to.
How
Oh
can
my
he even
God.
say that? He's run by oligarchs. Where's he been? This country's-
When I first saw this, what the first thing I thought, Oz, was he's trying to pull an Eisenhower moment where he goes, "Oh, look, I warned you. History's going to say I warned them about the oligarchs." Because remember what Eisenhower warned us about the military-industrial complex, right? So that's what I thought he's trying to do there. I mean, but come on, we all know that he's owned by those exact fucking oligarchs. that
How
he's
much?
talking
How much
about.
did Harris raise? She raised like $1.1 billion.
Billion, and she was still in the hole a couple billion or so
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how do you define an oligarch, Chanda? I mean, 85 to 90% of Congress are millionaires. I would say they're kind of
the oligarchs,
oligarchish.
yeah.
Yeah, so they're just pawns.
They're owned by the oligarchs.
They're owned by the
obviously.
oligarchs, and that's how they got their millions. So, yeah, I got this. This is rich right here. I think I brought this. I'm going to
Oh, this made me want to vomit yesterday morning when I woke up and saw
I'm going to speed it up because they probably already seen it.
Biden, in his farewell address last night, warned against oligarchs and extreme wealth. I'm just wondering, do you have you seen any evidence of Biden doing anything about the oligarchy during his 4 years of presidency that he warns about?
Well, in fairness, he has been on domestic issues the most progressive president since FDR. And we've created millions of jobs, rebuilding our infrastructure.
Domestic spying.
He was the first president to take
Domestic
on the pharmaceutical
censorship.
industry and lower the cost of prescription drugs. No small things. I know that he wanted.
Everybody's
to raise the
taking
minimum
credit
wage
for lowering
in terms of the
prescription
American,
drugs.
Relief Act that we passed during
Why do I
COVID.
have double playback in my
we
ears?
cut childhood poverty by 40%, extended
It's not me. You
unemployment.
got another
We have put more money
something
into
going
sustainable
somewhere.
energy and energy efficiency, combating climate change than any
don't,
president in
though.
history. So he has a strong record. But if your question is, do I think, and by the way, it is no small thing that the president of the United States said what is absolutely true. And Jake, we don't talk about this enough.
And
that is
Jake?
when you got three people on top.
Jake from State Farm?
Who own more wealth than the bottom half of American society. 100.
All right, we've heard this bullshit before.
This is the
but
same shit he's been saying since 2016
Yeah,
when we all on board with him, and he hasn't changed his tune one fucking bit. He just regurgitates the same shit over and over. And to sit there and say that Biden is the most progressive president we've seen in our century, in our lifetime, just like, Bernie, you're such a sellout. You
Yeah,
piss me off.
they need drug testing, especially, I'm not going to get ageist because I'm
at this
catching
point,
up.
Bernie's just getting along. He's just saying what he's got to do to retire and keep his name intact for his grandkids and get his fucking retirement. Bernie is no threat to these people anymore. They 100% control and own him.
No, he's a waste of time and energy. But he was trying to give, what's his name, some shit. Listen to this.
What Biden said last night is we're moving toward an oligarchy. I'm asking you that question. Do you think, forget how they made their money, do you think that when so few people have so much wealth and so much economic and political power that is an oligarchic form of society?
Well, I would note that President Biden gave the Presidential Medal of Freedom to two people who I think would qualify for his oligarchs.
And which two would that be?
Oh, God. There were more than two, let me tell you.
There was more than two, exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
fuck, the whole lot of them were oligarchish.
Yeah, that's those Presidential Medal of Freedom they don't mean anything anymore. I went over that.
My favorite was the fashion industry. What Ralph Lauren got
Ralph
one.
Lauren got one. Give me a fucking break, really.
And then what's her name? The henchwoman of Vogue. Anna Winthrop or whatever her name is.
Anna Winter. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, whatever. The one that runs Vogue and, and the Met Gala.
They all do it. I mean, didn't Trump give Limbaugh the Congressional Medal of Freedom or something too before he died, when he left office or when he was in office? I don't know.
Yeah.
Limbaugh they give it to all of their friends.
He was the pre-Alex Jones. He'd get all whacked up on Vicodin and go crazy, right?
Yeah,
I remember.
They give Bush, they give Hillary, they give all their buddies this shit. Those medals don't mean jack anymore.
Dude, he gave Soros a fucking medal this time around. George Soros.
That's your oligarch. That's the number one.
That's
that people
definitely an oligarch.
They've been screaming about it forever.
A Cobra Commander.
But they made a mockery, a laughing stock out of our country with these door prizes they get going out the door and the pardons. Yeah. Now sit on this just for a second. I'm going to take just a second here and say it again. For Joe Biden to pardon his son, a blanket pardon from 2014 to 2024, that's about as crooked as you can get. There is no honor, there is no integrity, and the American people should be just raising holy hell about that, but I guess they're not. They're eating Cheetos.
They were when Trump was in office, and they thought Trump was going to pardon his own kids, which Trump didn't do. But
Yep.
remember, they were losing their collective fucking mind, thinking Trump was, he's going to pardon his own kids.
Everything they projected that Trump was going to do back then.
That's what they do.
He didn't necessarily do hardly any of it, as far as I could tell. So, but he didn't get us more involved in war.
That's the thing I hate most about the Democratic Party, Oz, is the hypocrisy.
They are the worst. Now I'm going to say that they're worse than the Republicans, if that's such a thing, and they're not that much worse, but they're worse.
True.
So, this is a funny, right?
I brought a funny. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. We got a funny here.
Hi, I'm Joe Biden. You know, your favorite president. The guy who got more votes than Obama? The president that's better than Washington, Lincoln, Reagan, and Trump put together? The guy who raised gas prices, inflation, and minimum wage? The man responsible for emptying grocery store shelves and keeping that border wide open? The dictator who single-handedly laundered more money than Scrooge McDuck?
What?
Has got a major announcement.
What?
Just for you. For a limited time only. America will finally be able to see all of my accomplishments. That's right. For the first time in American history, I'm doing something that no one has ever done before. I'm selling trader cards. And for the low, low price of just $500 each, you can have one of my amazing collectible trader cards for only 5 payments of just $1,400. That's cheaper than the 2020 election. But wait, that's not all. For just a measly extra $400, you can get 3 of my trader cards absolutely free, with only 4 payments of just $600. That's a 25-cent value for only $1,700. And because these babies are coming from China, I'll throw in a booster absolutely free, with only 2 payments of just $600. That's a $14 value for only $1,200. Finally, America will be able to hold all of my accomplishments in the palm of their hands. Get one before they're all gone. Trade them with friends. Or sell them to other countries for $500,000 apiece. With my new Joe Biden trader cards, the sky's the limit. Get yours today.
What was he sticking his hand in the glory hole for?
I don't even want to know.
Oh, God. That was terrible. Terrible. Maybe everybody should get a Hunter Biden painting for $300,000 to go with those trader cards. What do you think?
The trader cards, yeah, they're not trading cards; they're trader cards.
So you brought this. What's Gavin doing? Did the shoulder toss here or what? What's going on?
Well, okay, everybody saw the shoulder toss. I covered it on my show on Monday.
Are we gonna get in trouble for that?
I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, come on, it's a dude in a video playing a song. But basically, yeah, Newsom came out the other day talking about how he had just talked to Josh Green, the governor of Hawaii, and they were going to make sure that there was going to be no land grabbing going on. But he did it with this fucking American Psycho smile on his face while he was dancing like freaking Ashley Simpson on freaking SNL when she got caught lip syncing. It was weird. All the way around weird. I mean, he was projecting some shady shit is what he was doing.
Well, maybe we can get a full shot next time and Hint can do a current version of Britney Spears. What do you think of that?
Oh, yeah. The body analysts have really broke that one down, man. You can hit YouTube and watch the body language experts talk about that one.
Oh, my God. Did you bring this or did I bring it? You brought this, didn't you?
I brought this.
Oh, God. Must we?
Must.
I want to be clear. We're not waiting until those fires are over to start helping the victims. We're getting the help right now, as you all know. People impacted by these fires are going to receive one-time payment of $770.
$770.
So they can quickly purchase things like
$9.99.
baby formula, and prescriptions.
Baby formula.
So far,
prescriptions. Yeah.
Nearly
Not
6,000 survivors have registered.
North Carolina got a loan.
And
California.
$5.1 million
One-time
has gone out.
What about Lahaina? What Lahaina?
Oh, no, fuck Lahaina. They got 700. North Carolina got 750, and California is getting 770 because, hey, inflation. It's happening every day, and it's going to continue to happen every day till the crash of this empire.
Which is coming. It is coming
I watched
quickly.
a great Professor Wolf today. Oh my God, he just fucking nailed it when he goes into history and he talks about the empires and how they rise for 100 years or whatever. And then once the middle class and the lower class start suffering and all the money is siphoned to the top and inflation starts to go. He references Germany in 18 or the 19 teens, and he's like, dude, I hate to break it to you guys, but it's not going to get better. All these people that think that prices are going to go down when Trump gets inaugurated on Monday, that is not how inflation fucking works.
No.
I'm sorry, your eggs might go down 20 cents, but they ain't going back to where they were 2 years ago, 3 years ago. You're going to keep paying $8 a freaking dozen.
Grocery outlet yesterday, $8.49, and
that's crazy.
Brother Indy told me, Indy INN over there. He told me,
hi, Andy.
I gotta quit saying brother.
Brother,
Indy said that that's because of bird flu, and I don't dispute that. But what I want to add to that is, not only are they taking that opportunity or that tragedy of the bird flu going, but they're raising everything else along with it. Everything is going up a certain percentage point. And those of you who have had retail experience know that they have color-coded pricing for different areas. But
shit's gone up 300%. And
all bets are off. Everything went up from the last time I went, which was 3 weeks ago. Yep. We're down to keeping our budget as close to $75 max for groceries for two people for 2 weeks. $75.
You got to start eating high processed, ultra processed foods. That's all that we have left. We can't afford, poisoned vegetables anymore. We can't afford high end foods and meats. They want us all eating out of the fucking Dollar Tree. And
don't do it, guys. Find ways. Just save your money. Try and find whatever you can that's edible. It's not worth it.
But
don't snack. Don't sugar. Throw the sugar in the toilet.
Park.
And that's enough of my pontificating. Misha. Misha's
doing a funny.
Mayor Karen Bass cut $17.6 million out of California's fire department's budget and seemingly focused more on DEI than the state's safety. What do you say to those calling California's leadership a massive failure?
Pass. I say pass. Next question.
So nobody's going to take responsibility?
No. Yes. If you consider the fact that we sent California's surplus firefighting equipment to Ukraine in 2022, one could conclude this is partly Putin's fault. Now, the rest of the blame really gets divvied up between the firefighters we had to let go because they wouldn't take the COVID vaccine and the Republicans for not taking climate change more seriously. A next question.
But you've already been telling us the man-made global warming apocalypse was at our doorstep. Why weren't you prepared?
Let me remind you, this is January. January comes after December and before February. Celebrity birthdays include Diane Keaton, January Jones. Interestingly enough, Carrie Ann Inaba of Dancing with the Stars. We are in the Capricorn zodiac right now, which is both goat and earth sign, and the earth has spoken, and do you know what she said? She said, I want to see more climate change taxes and bills, and we're gonna give it to her. I'm so sorry. I have run out of time. Thank you.
Definitely Californian.
I thought that Lady Alex, I'm with you on that too. Legumes, grains with veggies. You're better off. And trying eating meals once a day. That's a good idea. That helps with the intermittent fasting. We're going to get forced into being healthy whether we like it or not.
Well, by starvation. P-Step says everything's going up but our checks. Exactly.
Oh, hell yeah. Nothing's going up.
Our Social Security checks. Oh, Trump's going to cut Social Security. Can you imagine if he did? I mean, you think we have a homeless problem now. Go ahead and start cutting some Social Security checks. So, Oz, do you think that is a big coinky-dink that L.A. is scheduled to be a smart city by 2028?
I thought this was from The Onion. I couldn't believe this.
No,
this is like, and they're doing the same thing with Lahaina, aren't they?
Well, not just Lahaina. Look at what happened to Acapulco this year. Remember, it got hit by a freak fucking hurricane that wiped it out. I mean, completely. I was thinking about this yesterday. If you go and you compare all of these cities that have been named to be future smart cities by 2030, and all of these disasters that have came in, a lot of them overlap. I bet it's just a coincidence. But not only that, we have the Olympics coming to LA, and we all know how much infrastructure always has to be built just to be torn down
millions,
as soon as the Olympics leave.
Millions of dollars. Anyway, I don't even want to get into that.
Well, they'll get the rich people to buy houses again back in the Pacific Palisades because everybody knows it's the best place to be in LA. Come on.
I don't think they're going to. And if they do, how long is that going to take? It's going to take years. It's going to take years to rebuild here.
Have you seen how crappy they build these houses now? They're built out of fucking cardboard and shit. Come on.
Yeah, and foam core. Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
I know, and a little plaster of Paris here and there. What is this?
This will probably be the last we're bringing of the fire updates because guess what? The world doesn't care anymore. I was over on X this morning, and there was very little information about updates on the fires because, hey, there's so much other stuff to look at now at the inauguration and shit, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Red note.
All right. Here we go. Let's see what we got here.
Oh, this is LA Fire Department and all the trucks that are out of commission right now because they laid off all the mechanics.
Yeah, the civilian mechanics. Yes.
Yeah. And there was a note on this saying this wasn't true. Bullshit. You're looking at it with your own two fucking eyes.
People have been reporting this all week that they cut like $17.8 million out of the budget. And so they cut the civilian jobs. You know, fuck.
These are all of the rigs that are out of commission during the biggest fire to ever hit.
They said they had 100 rigs out of commission. So until
it looked like 100.
Yeah, until they prove that wrong, I'm going to believe it. So there you go.
Stop buying pistachios. Definitely stop buying wonderful pistachios. Start buying Iranian pistachios.
Stop with the almond milk too. That's just
I don't do the almond milk. Fuck that shit. If I want a glass of milk, I want cow milk full of freaking, hormones and everything they pump it up full of.
Yeah, not to mention the glyphosate. What did you bring here? Is this another homeless camp or is this Washington D.C.?
Let me see. If you live on 10 acres by the river worth $250,000, Helene wiped out your home and half your property. You set up tents and applied for FEMA housing. They show up and say that they can't help because you're in a flood zone, but you can sell us the land for $20K and we'll put your family in a nice warm trailer. The land is all you have, so you say no. FEMA then sends HHS to your tent for your kids living like that. So you sell the land for an RV where you can keep your kids. Yes, this is true. This is not no conspiracy. They are literally taking people's kids from living in tents like, oh, nope, you're not taking care of your kids right because you won't sell us your land and live in a fucking FEMA trailer.
Well, here's an economic one they've got going. The city up in North Carolina, I can't remember the name of it, they're still charging property tax to these homes that have been washed away.
Yep.
Absolute bullshit. Can
property
you believe
taxes
it?
And mortgages. There's no house there.
And they're whining about they don't have enough revenue up there. Well, of course they don't. Of course they don't.
I've got it on my show for Monday. I've got that clip.
Well, I'll let you talk about it Monday. Oregon temperatures to rise by 7.6 degrees by the year 2100. And the way that the last century went as fast as it did, I mean, Christ, Shanda, we're already in 2025. That's 75 years. That's,
the Earth does what she does.
Couple of generations, and hey, it's going to be barbecue. So
you and I we differ on this opinion, and
not
it's
that much. Not that much.
It's not that I don't think that we are causing changes to our climate, but when you go look at history, and I mean all the way back 10,000, 12,000 years, the fucking planet does what it wants. I mean, a solar flare could come wipe us out and fucking kill all of us right now, and it would change the damn temperature. The Earth knows how to reset herself. So forcing us into this fraudulent green energy bullshit and carbon credits is not going to fix anything.
No, it's not. Neither one of those things are going to do it.
I've got my heel in the dirt when it comes to climate change now, where from 1988, when I first watched Natalie Merchant on stage on Earth Day, I was a diehard, oh my God, global climate warming's coming for us, blah, blah, blah. I just can't buy into it anymore. I see more evidence that,
well,
we're not going to fix it with capitalism. Capitalism's not going to fix how we're
capitalism is not going to fix. See, we don't disagree. It's happening, and the jet streams have been effed up. The cloud seeding, the chemtrail, all this other crap. We are just crapping in the world. We're destroying the oceans. This is nothing new. Yeah. I mean, they've got a plastic island the size of Texas. That's.
Oh, I heard that was fraudulent the other day. Like, what?
You can see it from space.
I know. Like, what? No, that's not a conspiracy.
You brought some Hollywood go fuck yourself. Well, they finally got around to fucking themselves. So, yeah, I guess you're right.
So Julia Roberts is pissed off because of looters, and now she wants the looters arrested.
Oh,
not a very good Democrat.
Is she? Is this Harris doing a Julia Roberts thing now? Is that what she's saying?
Yeah. She's talking about it.
All right, here we go.
Julia, I don't understand. You voted for me. You voted for me. I thought you were down with the looting. I mean, shit, bitch, you were happy with it when George Floyd was overdosing. But now that it's your house, you're upset. It's funny how that works out, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Being called out.
Yeah, and you brought
this. It's funny how their tune changes real damn fast when
as soon as
when it's happening to them, right?
Yeah. As soon as they get hit in the wallet. What do you got here?
Eddie Griffin. He's a comedian. You know who he is?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he does a good job of tearing this down.
All right.
Hello and welcome to another installment of NNN, where we give it to you straight, no chasing. Let's get right to it. LA is on fire. Now, a lot of people saying it's to cover up the pedophile trail, and all of a sudden the water ain't working. And hold on, 60% of the water rights is owned by this fucking couple. What's their name? Yeah, the wonderful company is owned by this husband and wife team. They own pistachio, they own Fiji water. I stopped drinking any of that shit around the motherfucking globe. Let them motherfuckers go broke. Feeding the pistachio and the almonds, all that goddamn water. Meanwhile, people's houses burning down, dying of thirst and shit. All these sons of bitches. And the regulators who allowed them motherfuckers to own 60% of the goddamn water. Fire them motherfuckers too, goddammit. What the fuck is y'all problem? That is public water. We built the dam that's holding that water and all that shit with taxpayers' dollars. How the fuck y'all gonna sign it over to this goddamn couple? Sons of bitches. Let's pray for the motherfuckers out there that houses is burning down and shit, unless they pedophiles. If they pedophiles, them. Let that shit burn. Because I know what you're doing. You're burning the evidence up, sons of bitches, but we still gonna catch you. And let somebody do some research. In the rich neighborhoods, who had already left their house and knew that the fire was coming?
Who already left their house and knew the fire was coming? We'll hit this next one because Kim K, she had been packing up for a month and moving all of her designer stuff.
Because she anticipated a fire.
Could be.
All right, let's check it out.
We had to fully pack up the house. Property caught on fire. I packed up my entire shoe and bag closet, all designer stuff. I packed a hotel for months, bags, and every designer thing that I had to come.
What? Yeah, I know.
Now, they live in Calabasas, as far as I know. I know the fire did hit Calabasas, but I don't think any of Kim K's properties actually burned.
Nah.
So I think this might have been from another fire where she was packing her shit up. But Eddie Griffin's got a point. Who fled the Pacific Palisades before the fire?
Yeah, that is a point. That is a point.
Property caught on fire. I packed up my entire shoe and bag closet, all designer stuff. I packed a hotel for months, bags, and everything.
Yeah, this is fake news. That's set up.
I agree.
Hey,
It probably is fake news, but it is a good question. Who left?
No. There's always those questions because it's more often than not. There's always been somebody that's got the line on everything, and that's horrible. I will ask you this, Shanda: how do three fires start simultaneously so far apart?
It's called DEW.
Okay. At the bottom of every rabbit hole, there's a black rock with a van guarding it.
I wonder what that means.
Oh my God. And here's one of my most unfavorite. I used to like this asshole.
Oh, God.
General. Yeah, go ahead.
Breaking, Stephen Colbert says you might not ever see him again when Donald Trump becomes president. What is this stupid shit? What Donald Trump's going to call the head of fucking CBS or whatever channel he's on and be like, Stephen Colbert is never allowed to be on late night again?
He's playing for the non-critical thinking members of his audience.
They're all Democrats and they're all dumbasses. I used to work for one who just fucking worshipped at the altar of Stephen Colbert. And it was back in 2017, 18, and I just sit there shaking my head like, how can you buy this guy's bullshit? And he got worse since then. Remember the whole dancing syringes? I
hate to say it, the last thing that I liked that he did was break his head open as a pistachio. That was it. And
that's right. He's owned by the Resnicks. That's right. They own his ass.
Oh, did I say that? Never mind. And we've got this Joe Biden speaks after Israel Hamas agreed to ceasefire.
Well, we got a ceasefire. But Biden wants to take credit for it.
Is this a joke? I think so.
And the Secretary of State. Let's listen.
Good afternoon. It's a very good afternoon. Because at long last, I can announce a ceasefire and a hostage deal has been reached between Israel and Hamas.
It's only temporary. According to Benjamin Netanyahu, who came out today and made sure that everybody knows it's only temporary.
Well, there's a couple reasons for that. Is this the same thing?
No, I think this is different.
This AI?
No. He says that the U.S. must lead on AI. I don't know what. It's him at the State Department, it looks like.
Put together one of the most competent foreign policy teams, I would argue, in American history, sitting in this room before my eyes.
Oh, my God. One more time, everybody. One more time. Here you go.
Put together one of the most competent foreign policy teams, I would argue.
Incompetent.
In American history, sitting in this room before my eyes.
Didn't we just talk about how oligarchs have been running this country for decades? And that's the competent team they put in to run foreign policy. Get us involved as in many wars as possible. And they just love it. They are the sickest pieces of shit on the face of the earth.
Oh, they love to stroke themselves, don't they?
You brought your friend here. What's her name again? I can't remember.
Blakely.
Blakely, that's right. What is she going to tell us about?
Well, she's going to tell us about how Trump actually brokered this ceasefire and hostage deal, but Biden's going to take credit for it.
How does she know this?
Anybody knows this.
Oh, never mind.
So we have some serious breaking news, folks, that Hamas is expected to release 33 hostages during the first phase of an emerging ceasefire agreement, according to 2 Israeli officials. Now, a lot of liberals right now are saying, oh, can you believe it? Like, now Netanyahu's allowing there to be a negotiation. Now that Biden's out of office, acting like Biden and the Democrats are victims of this. And I'm going to need to stop you right there because that's actually not what's happening. So Trump came out and did his usual blustering. It was like, there's going to be hell to pay, all hell's going to break loose if Hamas doesn't release the hostages and blah, 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 blah by January 20th. At the very same time that he was doing that, he posted on his fake social media site a video of Jeffrey Sachs criticizing Netanyahu. And then it was reported that behind the scenes, Trump has been pressuring Netanyahu directly, saying that he needs to engage in these negotiations and agree to a ceasefire before he takes office. So do you understand that's the difference? Yes, I'm not surprised that Trump did his blustering shit like he did with Kim Jong-un. And yes, it's also the case that Trump is a psycho and doesn't care about the plight of the Palestinians, of course. But Trump cares about Trump. That's what this is about. Trump wants to look good, and he wants to look like he was able to do
Always.
something that Biden wasn't able to do. And actually, he was doing something Biden didn't do, which was pressure Netanyahu. The Biden administration never once used leverage on the Israeli regime or Netanyahu. They never once even threatened to stop arming them. In fact, on his way out the door, Biden made sure to give him $8 billion more in taxpayer money, okay? No strings attached, just $8 billion more on top of all the money they've already given them. They wanted to make sure he gave them that as a parting gift. So you know what, libs? And even some leftists that are saying this, I really don't want to hear you guys claim that this is some conspiracy against the Biden administration, because what it really came down to is that Biden is a lunatic Zionist, and so was his entire cabinet, and they were ideologically committed to cucking themselves to the Israeli regime. And yes, I know that Trump has filled his cabinet with lunatic Zionists and that he's paid by Miriam Adelson and AIPAC too. I know his reasons are not coming from a place of care, but regardless of where they're coming from, we should want this to end. And I don't really give a fuck about Trump's intentions as to why he's doing this. If this comes to an end and there actually is a ceasefire in Gaza and the rest of the hostages are released, that's good.
That's a big if. That's a big if.
Well, I agree with her, though. I think that Trump did bluster around him tweeting out Jeffrey Sachs. That's a big fucking deal for Trump to be pushing Jeffrey Sachs' ideology.
I know, but
And
remember,
she's right that the Biden administration never put any fucking pressure on Netanyahu. They're scared of him. They bent the knee, and Trump's not scared of him. Trump will tell him to go, kick rocks. Like, that's the difference.
do you want me to play this whole thing, or do you just want
to? Did I not cut it?
No. Let's listen to a few seconds of it anyway.
Yeah, let's just listen to it until you decide to cut it. It's only 3 minutes. It's not that long.
If there is a deal, this is Donald Trump's accomplishment. Joe Biden, I'm sorry to say, for years has just gone along with what other countries have told the U.S. to do. And this ceasefire should have happened a long time ago. If it comes, and it should come, it is coming through pressure that should have been applied a long time ago. This is a basic point.
Agreed.
We've been discussing it not only about the war in the Middle East, but also the war in Ukraine. If you give your foreign policy, that is the United States foreign policy, to some other government to say, well, everything that we decide is going to be determined by the Ukrainians or it's going to be determined by the Israelis, believe me, we will not get what is in the interest of the United States. And by the way, we won't even get what is in the real interest of those other countries. We'll get what is in the interest, perhaps, of a few politicians in those other countries who suddenly have the U.S. at their beck and call. There can be peace. There can be normal relations with Israel, but only with a state of Palestine alongside Israel so that the region can go to peace. So this is what I'm really hoping, not just for a ceasefire in the next days, which would be wonderful news, but
you can kill it wherever
in the Middle East. And I would.
Yeah, I hope so too, but I'm not counting on it too much.
Well, and the damage is already done, don't you think? I mean, they've already leveled Gaza. They've already killed. Come on, let's face it, probably well over 100,000 Palestinian and Palestinian children. Because 67% of the country is children under the age of 18. And, the damage is done. The cleanup will start. Well, they'll start cleaning up the rubble so they can start selling their property.
Well, there's money to be made, man. The Electronic Intifada did a good breakdown of this. I listened to it today. So you want to hear a good breakdown, they have a pretty good perspective. But again, you can't trust these bastards, these war criminals, these bloodthirsty, capitalists. No way, no how. So I'm not holding my breath, but I hope that some good comes out of this some way. You brought the war criminal extraordinaire here, right?
Well, yeah, he took a family portrait. Oh, he's got a new baby. I wonder how he would feel if somebody dropped a bomb on it.
Oh, God, that just, okay. Anyway, here we go.
Take the steps necessary. At the same time, we strengthen America's robust sanctions regime on Iran and delivered on President Biden's commitment.
You will forever be known as Bloody Blinken, Secretary of Genocide. You have the blood of hundreds of thousands of innocent people on your hands. We have spent.
Thank you. I respect your views. Please allow me to share mine. Thank you.
Appeal to your humanity in front of your house. We bring you letters.
You don't just share your views.
The blood of innocent civilians, of children, is on your hands. We will not forget. We will not forget. We will.
Who is that?
It's an activist.
Sounds like
this
Lauren
was before.
Steiner.
This was before Sam Husseini and Mags.
At the same time, we strengthen America's robust sanctions regime on Iran.
So he had a rough week. Every time he got up to speak this week, he got fucking called out. He got called the bloody butcher that he actually is.
He's such a wimp.
Yeah,
let me see what I got this here.
I think you
We're
brought
more than
these.
1 million miles now together. We've done it with a remarkable press corps. People that I've gotten to know as colleagues. If I said friends, that might actually create problems for you. But let me simply say how much I appreciate the partnership, the professionalism, the work that we've done.
You're
I have
friends with the
even greater
journalist you're
respect,
traveling with?
even greater appreciation for you asking the tough questions, for you holding us to account.
Because
being
the
on the
press
receiving end,
corps
sometimes
asked that
that's
he
not always the most comfortable thing, not always the most enjoyable thing, but it is the most necessary thing in our democracy.
Reporters in Gaza were on the receiving end of your bombs. Why did you keep the
So,
bombs?
Get
flowing?
back.
We had a deal.
I'm happy to address questions.
We had a deal. Everyone in this room knows we had a deal, Tony. You kept the bombs flowing.
I'm happy to address questions when we get a chance. Thank you.
Based order on the mantle of your design.
Did you want to finish?
Why did
Yeah.
you allow my
Get him
friends to be
back.
massacred? Why did you
I'm happy to address your questions when we get to questions. Thank you. Thank you.
You helped destroy all religion Judaism by associating
Yeah, I have a statement. Yeah, I have a statement to make. Thank you.
You waved the white flag before Netanyahu. You waved the white flag before Israeli fascism.
I look forward to taking questions when I get a chance to finish my statement. Thank you.
Grandfather was an Israel lobbyist. Are you compromised by Israel? Why did you allow the Holocaust of our time to happen? How does it feel to have your legacy be genocide? How does it feel to have your legacy be genocide? You too, Matt. You smirk through the whole thing every day. You smirk through the genocide.
Thank you.
You know, everybody's seen this. But the one thing that I don't hear people screaming about enough, it's not Blinken or the people that hauled him out. It's the cowardly, gutless, filthy, scumbag journalists in that room.
That's sit next to him.
They are awful. And I will call out Ryan Grimm on that too, because he took video of that thing right there.
Yeah.
Instead of being silent like the cowardless paid cucks, the access little pricks in that place, they should have said, yeah, why didn't you answer that question for us, Mr. Secretary? And they should have all gathered around and stepped up to the plate, but they're so afraid that either their boss or somebody from the State Department is never going to let them in there again, because that's their bread and butter. Meanwhile, people are being slaughtered, children, women, everywhere, because of this goddamn ghoul back here and his foreign allegiance to his real country, which is Israel. Talk about, I believe, in my opinion, this guy is the incarnation of Adolf Hitler. That's my opinion. And he's one of the worst scumbags who have, in my opinion, has been running this country ever since Diaper Shitter got put into the White House.
Yeah,
that's
I agree.
it. That's my feeling.
And the video, the video of all of these fucking sellout Axis journalists recording
They're cowards.
Max Blumenthal and Sam Husseini getting pulled out of there. Nobody said a fucking word. Nobody freaking stood up for them and said, hey, freedom of speech, First Amendment, what are you doing? No, they all sat there quiet like little church mouses, afraid that they would never get back in that room. And it was disgusting. And yes, I'm so glad you called them out, because that was my first thought too. When I first saw it and tweeted
They
it out,
could have made history. They could have made history. Everybody in that room could have bookended that bastard and made him step up to the plate and answer real questions from a real journalist. By the way, CNN, go fuck yourself. Sam Husseini's a foreign correspondent. He's been forever. You are morons, propagandists.
I'm gonna go after him on Monday.
Oh, please do. They are just
I've got
trash.
Kit's clip from Heartland's Media. Kit did a nice breakdown of CNN's fucking bullshit coverage of it. Anyways, Fiorella, this is Fee says. Fee says, breaking, let everyone know that this is what U.S. State Department does to journalists asking real questions, and this is what's coming for anyone doing the same thing. You won't see this in China or Russia or Iran. Oh, damn. Of course, this is Sam. This is same day, same press conference, right?
You pontificate about a free press? You pontificate about a free press? You are hurting me. You are hurting me. You are hurting me. I'm asking questions after being told by Matt Miller that he will not answer my questions until I'm asking questions. Was it the point of the May 31st statement to block the ICJ orders? He blocked the ICJ orders. Please respect the process. Oh, respect the process. Respect the process. While everybody,
Respect the
everybody
process.
from International,
Look at all those little weasels.
From International to the ICJ saying that Israel's doing genocide and extermination, and you're telling me to respect the process.
Look at the little cowards
Criminal.
there.
Why aren't you in the Hague? Why are
Cowards. They're all cowards and scum. This is the one thing I agree with Keith Olbermann on. They're scum. Jesus
Keith
Christ.
Olbermann's scum.
Yeah, he's scum too. He's
Well, that was
terrible
planned out, Oz. I got to tell you, that was a planned attack because many times Max Blumenthal and Sam Husseini have been in that room. They've asked hard-hitting questions, harder than that. And Blinken is such a psychopath. He didn't even bat a fucking eye. But because this was his last State Department conference, it was almost like he had to have a little revenge for the real questions that they've asked over the years. So this is why they attacked him.
Well, it's like I
those
said,
guards waiting.
like I told you in the green room, this is a win-win. Not only do they get to scare the shit out of the press, but this is how the Democrats are going to take and throw Biden under the bus to rehabilitate the Democratic Party. I doubt it will work, but the American public is slow. But with prices going up, nobody being able to buy their own home, nobody being able to go on a vacation, having to work 60, 80 hours a week, I don't think it's going to fly. I don't think they're going to be able to rehabilitate the Democrat Party ever. I hope not. But they're going to use this. I swear to God. They're going to say, oh, the Biden administration and Anthony Blinken, all these. Meanwhile, they're going to be working with Anthony Blinken in the background. Sabrina Salvati weighed in on this, and I think she did a pretty good job here. Let's check this out.
He's a monster. And they're correct. And everybody's coming after him because what this speech from Anthony Blinken reveals is that Israel did not accomplish their mission. They did not defeat Hamas. They did not contain Hamas. They have not won. And the U.S. government knew that Israel wasn't winning, just like they know Ukraine is not going to beat Russia, boo. And they're continuing to give the money to those countries, knowing it is a failed mission. Meanwhile, more people die. So the blood is on their hands. The blood is on Anthony Blinken's hands. They knew all along, and they went along with it anyway. And had it not been for the protests, they never would have even said anything to you about a ceasefire. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Had the world remained silent, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Anthony Blinken, they would have said nothing to you about no damn ceasefire. Because at the end of the day, it took more than the Palestinian Americans, the Arab Americans, the Muslim Americans. It took more than them just standing up. It took the entire world. The entire world had to turn on Israel. People had to call Joe Biden Genocide Joe to his face. People had to call Kamala Harris Killer Kamala to her face. We had to call this nut Bloody Blinken to his face over and over and over and over and over again. And people rose up across the world before they would even mention the word ceasefire. Yep. These people are complicit. They don't give a damn about the Palestinian people.
You're right, Lady Alex.
We had to embarrass them on the world stage for them to even utter the words. Let's move towards a different position. Let's try to get a ceasefire. Let's try to get a deal on the table. I'm here to tell you that had those protests not happened, had there not been a massive outcry, I am here to tell you they would have never uttered those words ceasefire. And we would have been looking at another goddamn Afghanistan. Yep. All they know is death and destruction. All they know is war. They take and they kill. And that's who they are. And when people say this is not who we are as a country, no, fuck that. That's exactly who we are. Maybe not as individuals, but that is exactly what this country has done time and time again. They did it to Afghanistan. They did it to Yemen. They did it to Haiti. All we do is destroy other countries and take their shit.
Yep.
That's
exactly.
It. That's what we're all on the same page, Sabrina. Definitely. And why? Because we use our brain, critical thinking. We take information, we compile it, and it comes out our mouth. And I like it when it comes out of her mouth like that, like I just did 2 minutes ago, because we got to do something on this. Now, Glenn Ringwald said this is how Tony Blinken, as well as Matthew Miller and Joe Biden, should be treated the rest of their lives. Whitney Webb, war-loving uniparty runs the show, whether Democrat or Republican, and this is how they treat journalists who call out their war crime. Today's images of Max Blumenthal and Sam Husseini calling out Anthony Blinken for his bloody crimes in front of the whole world is just the fresh air we need. In a world of corporate stenographers and complicit propagandists for genocide, be more like Max Blumenthal and, of course, Sam Husseini. And whoever that was, that lady was, that was giving him hell in the beginning. I want to credit everybody.
Earlier in the week. Yeah,
it sounded a little like Lauren Steiner, but I don't even know if she'd get in there.
No, it wasn't Lauren Steiner. I know her voice, very distinctive.
Okay. This is just a close-up. I'm going to run it real quick.
2 or 3 people. You pontificate about a free press. You pontificate about a free press. You are hurting me. You are hurting me. You are hurting me. I am asking questions after being told by Matt Miller that he will not answer my questions until I'm asking questions. Wasn't the point of the May 31st statement to block the ICJ orders? You blocked the ICJ orders. Please respect the process. Respect the process. Respect the process. While everybody from Amnesty International. From Amnesty International to the ICJ is saying that Israel's doing genocide and extermination, and you're telling me to respect the process. Criminal!
Why are you not in the Hague?
Respect the process of our censorship so we could be the fascists that we were put in here by the oligarchs to be.
We only have a free speech until it becomes a problem for the capitalists. And the capitalists are making a shit ton of money off of the fucking military-industrial complex. And they become a problem.
That shit show was just supposed to be a beauty contest for him going out the door. They wanted the press to kiss his butt cheeks. Empire Lies says Biden, Harris, and Blinken could have stopped Israel's murder spree at any time. Absolutely. They chose not to. We will never forgive, and we will never forget. You hear that, Democrats, Republicans? Never going to happen. The blood of every innocent Palestinian slaughtered in Gaza is on their fucking war criminal hands.
Yep. 100%. And that includes Republicans. And this next clip, it comes from Code Pink. And this is a protester getting arrested at the Capitol, at the Senate, for Mark Rubio's fucking taking of money. I mean, I've got a breakdown of the 119th Congress and how many of them are owned by AIPAC that we're going to go over on Monday. We just had too much information to put it all in one show. So you guys are going to have to join me on Monday for that.
You can't be a warmonger and a diplomat. Marco he's taken over $1 million from the Israel lobby. He is paying them back with the blood of Gaza. This is unbelievable. This man is a warmonger. He wants the U.S. fighting in China, in Iran, in Russia. He wants them fighting in Gaza. He's going to cost the lives of millions of people around the world, not to mention young men and women, service members. These people are completely divorced. The U.S. people do not want another forever war. It's absolutely against the interests of everyone. They're getting well paid for keeping us at war forever. This guy's supposed to be America's top diplomat. This guy is the most bloodthirsty person that has held a job in my lifetime, certainly. This man does not deserve to be at the helm of our diplomatic corps. He wants to start wars everywhere he sees. He never met a war he didn't like. He supported the war in Iraq, the war in Afghanistan. How many young men and women, American soldiers, died in those wars? He supported, he wants to go ahead and start World War III and nuclear war with Iran. It's unacceptable. He is so loyal to Israel that he will sacrifice American interests. He will sacrifice young men and women of America for a foreign country. He's being so well paid for it, but the young men and women of the American military will not collect any paychecks when they're dead in the dirt in Iran. It doesn't make any sense. We have done terribly. The last two forever wars in the Middle East have been a complete disaster, and this guy has not learned a single lesson from that. He thinks.
Yep.
Yeah, no, Yeah, go
It's
ahead.
not just Democrats, it's Republicans alike, because they've all been banging the war drums for this, right? I mean, we saw when Netanyahu came to town, they all bent the knee, both sides of the fucking aisle. It didn't matter as long as they were getting paid and a free birther's trip over to Israel.
Well, yeah, I mean, and it is Killer Kamala, it is Genocide Joe, and it is Butcher Blinken. And I want those monikers to last through time on all of them. There you got Klaus Schwab with his little potato Starmer on his knee. And the last slide had Ursula von der Leyen, and she's just as responsible as well as those fucks in Germany for this shit.
Yeah.
So it would behoove
you,
me,
Germany.
Shanda, would
You
it
should
make
know better.
sense? Does this make sense? It would be best for Trump if he put an end to these wars now. That way, he doesn't have to start censoring everybody like the Democrats have been doing for the last 4 years. Don't you
How
think?
does he do that when his biggest campaign donor is Miriam Adelson?
I have no idea, but you know, people do talk things out, and they do work them out.
Did you see the post that I shared from 6 years ago where I was calling Tulsi Gabbard out for her relationship with Miriam Adelson? That was 6 years old. And one of my relatives went on there and said, well, of course it's a Democrat. And I said, hey, this is the same person that just funded Trump's latest fucking campaign. What are you talking about? It's both sides. I'm so tired of this left-right paradigm that people, we can't shake them out of. Like, no, it's the same fucking people. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, they're it's like it's team sports to the people who are unengaged. But
it is. It's like
you better
football
get
to 'em.
engaged,
Root
or
for
your eggs are going to go up to $20 a dozen. And
they're going anyways.
You're going to be living in smart
It's
cities in cubicles. So you better figure it out.
That's what they
guys.
want.
Yeah. Well, we're about out of that one, but we've got more. Believe me, good stuff coming. Breaking: President Biden names nuclear-powered aircraft carriers, and I didn't vet this, but I believe it. George Bush and Bill Clinton. Unbelievable.
Oh God.
That's
Make me
not a
vomit.
surprise. Well, they're gonna, they should name a kiddie golf course after those morons. For me,
I'm sure they already have.
The Onion, the New York Times invents an entirely new numerical system to avoid reporting Gazan death toll. Well, that's probably more true than it is the Onion. We've got average out-of-pocket spending for a day in the hospital in the U.S. $1,000. I think it's more than that, Shanda. Austria $22, Germany $11, Sweden $11, Estonia $2, Norway free, Denmark free, Canada free, Italy free, United Kingdom free, Portugal free.
Wow.
Portugal might be a good place to go. Spain free. Israel's not free. We're paying for that, so it's out of our pocket once again. Iceland free and Poland free. So just to get you up
it's
to
free to
speed.
them, not free to you. Yeah,
It's
you
free-
pay.
It's not
They
free
get to go
you.
for free.
You're fucked, and that's just the way it is. And that gravy train's running out. What is this? Is this Game of Thrones?
Oh,
dude?
let's talk about the TikTok ban.
Okay.
I think this is a TikTok ban. I think that's what this is.
Okay. I'm gonna
Because
find-
part of the TikTok ban, there's a couple of different tiers to the TikTok ban, but of course, a huge part of it is that clip that we brought of we have a TikTok problem, right? They can't shut the information down that is going around on TikTok about Israel and their murderous ways. So hey, let's just fucking ban it.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how long that lasts.
Monday.
You want me to support Israel? My Israel? Fuck no, never. Absolutely not. Ew, disgusting. Israel. We talk about the same Israel? My Israel? It's my Israel, by the way. It's mine. I own it. You see, it's my birthright. For those of you who don't know, because I was born a Jewish man, I own the land of Palestine and Israel. It is my fucking blood right. That's not me saying that. That's the state of Israel, by the way. They told me, hey man, because you're technically a Jew, Israel's yours. It's always been yours. Come on down. Come see the homeland. This is me being a dick. This is the state of Israel literally saying this to me. If you are a Jewish person, they offer you what's called birthright. Birthright. The opportunity to come to Israel for free on the Israeli dime and see Israel. It's a timeshare pitch. It's a fucking timeshare pitch. They want you to come see the city, get in Tel Aviv, eat some kebabs, kick some Palestinians out of their homes, and then they'll try and get you to move there. And they'll do it like this pitch, like it's family, it's unity, it's an Israeli homeland. Nah, guys, it's an apartheid state. It's the greatest shame of the Jewish people. It's disgusting. You want me to condemn terrorists? Easy. I condemn the state of Israel and I condemn Hamas, the terrorist organization supported by the state of Israel. That was fucking easy. Hamas is
supported and
of
created
Israel.
by Israel.
It was founded by Israel. It was funded by Israel with the sole intention of destabilizing Palestine, because it's really fucking hard for your country to get its shit together when the one political party being funded by your fucking enemy is Islamic terrorists. All right? And that's literally the explicit strategy of the Israeli government. All right? So yeah, I denounce terrorism in all forms. I denounce the baby killers, the Israeli state who is bombing a city full of children right now. Gaza's mostly kids, guys. 65% of the population is under 24. Half of them are under 18. It is a fucking city of kids. Every time on CNN or MSNBC, every fucking shit show you're watching, in order to see all these kids get killed, every time they list the dead Gazans, half of it's just kids. That's the fucking math. Half of it.
Yeah, it is. It
Yep,
is.
it is.
And
Go ahead
who's
and
this?
put this one above me. I think
Who is
this
it?
one's the TikTok ban.
I'm just curious, like, at what point have we had enough? At what point are we going to actually do something? We can't afford healthcare. We can't afford housing. They cut funding for so many important things, so many necessary things in America. And then the whole firefighter situation in LA, the insurance companies, they just dropped all these people for fire insurance. Then the LA fire started happening. Now they're trying to ban TikTok. You really think that a government that treats its people like this is banning TikTok for our own good? They don't give a shit about us. They're banning TikTok because they know we have built strong communities on here and we talk about real shit on here. They don't want us to have free speech. It's not such an outrageous thing to comprehend. They don't care about us. They want to control us. They want our money. They want us poor. This app has allowed us to see our government for what it really is, and they don't want that, and they are trying to ban that. I'm just sick of it. And what are we doing about it? What are we doing about it? What are we doing about it?
Fuck all.
Not a damn thing.
Not a damn thing. We'll see. We'll see how
thing.
that's money. So money's going to dictate what happens starting on tomorrow. So you brought another funny from Misha.
We got another Misha.
Misha. Here we go.
This Sunday on Bravo, tune in for Terrorist Makeover. An Al-Qaeda operative gets a head-to-toe makeover by our top CIA stylists.
Lose the tab and it's 2911.
Will Al Jolani adopt a more Western style and completely rebrand Al-Qaeda into HTS?
This look says I have a pragmatic approach to jihad, but I still know how to violate human rights. I love it.
Watch and see if Al Jolani's transformation is enough for the U.S. to scrap the $10 million bounty it has on his head in exchange for a fabulously sinister partnership.
Oh my God. In this, like, I can see you holding a press conference following a fabulous earthquake and then publicly executing someone in the street. It's so versatile. I love it.
Terrorist Makeover, this Sunday, only on Bravo.
Only on Bravo.
You nailed it, Misha. That was great.
Brilliant. That was brilliant.
Very good. That one was very good, Misha. Very good. Keep it up.
I agree.
Wall Street Ape, Senator Rand Paul says the real reason for the TikTok ban was censorship. Oh, you think? He exposes TikTok even offered to have an American board and host its data right here in the United States and was declined. I do believe banning social media app like TikTok is a violation of the First Amendment. Very disappointing. 170 million Americans express themselves on TikTok on a daily basis. And it's just wrong for the government to ban it. Well, these corporations are censoring what we can say on these platforms in many cases, and TikTok wasn't one of them, I guess. But
it comes down to other things too, like data and marketing, right? Now, Meta has lost a shit ton of money this last year. They just announced they're laying off a huge amount of their staff. So bye-bye Meta employees. And the same guy who wrote the TikTok bill to ban it is invested into Meta since he wrote the bill over $1 million fucking dollars. It's almost like, and see, the thing is about TikTok is their algorithm is more refined to things that you would actually buy, and it doesn't lead you over to Amazon or to Meta. So yeah, there's a lot of money at stake here to drive everybody back over to fucking Meta.
So what are you saying, that somebody in Congress wrote this bill who's heavily invested in Meta to fuck over
TikTok.
That would never happen.
That would never happen.
Well,
that would never happen. Yes, that's exactly what's going on.
Well, shake my insider trading, and there we go. So here we go, Ron. Let's hear what you got to say.
I do believe that banning a social media app like TikTok is a violation of the First Amendment. I haven't had a chance to read the ruling yet, but very disappointed. 170 million Americans express themselves on TikTok on a daily basis.
That's what
and it's just wrong
what you
for the
just
government
read.
to ban it. Most of the reasons the government banned it.
That's all right.
Yeah, it's okay.
I think I said it better than he did.
You did. You absolutely did.
What's this? Is this the new smart home city location in Gaza?
This is more on the TikTok ban, I want to say.
Okay, let's see it. Oh, because TikTok showed this, right?
Yeah, you can't show this stuff on real life.
So this is the kind of stuff you get to see on TikTok because Rachel Maddow won't show it on her show, or
try sharing something like this over on Meta. Nobody will see it. You will see it because you're the only person that sees anything on my page.
Wow. Wow. And this is tame. There aren't any.
Hey, we got a ceasefire. What does it fucking matter? There's nothing fucking left. Most of them are dead and living in refugee camps that they're bombing. They're starving to death. Ooh, you got a ceasefire.
I told you months
Temporary.
ago, Gaza's gone. It's done.
Gaza's gone. It's gone. It's done.
We need to get the hell out of this Ukraine mess and have that little pipsqueak arrested over there. And
oh no, but we're gonna keep dumping money into Ukraine because we just gave them more money last week. So Americans did something this week, Oz, that I don't think the government saw coming. And the whole reason that they want TikTok banned, and they're saying, is because these servers are not, the data is being collected by China. Well, the servers are here in America. So for one, well, everybody's moved to a new app. It's the #1 trending fucking app in the Google Play Store. It's called Red Note. And I got to tell you, I immediately signed up and I went over there and looked. And there's a lot to talk about with this. And we're probably not going to cover a lot of it tonight. I'm going to cover a lot of it on my show on Monday.
Yeah.
Because Americans are having their minds fucking blown by what they're seeing in China, their infrastructure, their family structure, how cheap groceries are, how they can live on one income and work less than 40 hours a week. Now, I know because I followed so many streamers out of China over the years, especially during the beginning of COVID, you're not allowed to talk bad about China. They don't have a First Amendment. And if you talk shit or post shit about China, you're going to get taken away and nobody's going to hear from you again for a long time. So, Americans are buying everything they're seeing over on Red Note, but most of it is truth. I'm not going to say that they're the greatest government ever, but they are the rising empire. We are the failing empire. It's clear to fucking see. And if you haven't signed up for Red Note yet, go check it out. It's hard to understand because everything's, of course, in Mandarin, but there's so many Americans over there now that most of the stuff I'm seeing is in English. We wouldn't last for a second over there because you're not allowed to talk politics. You're not allowed to cuss. You're not allowed. There's the things that we do that we would not be able to make it over there.
I'd probably be doing something else. What is this?
And they don't like hoes. You can't be shaking your ass. That's another thing.
As long as they don't shoot you, I guess you're okay.
I don't think they're going to ban TikTok. I think Trump's going to come in and sign an executive order at the last minute and say that.
I think,
so he can be the hero.
Well, what are the odds of it going down for 24 hours and popping back up Tuesday morning?
Right. I could see that too.
Maybe.
Look, Trump saved it.
Yeah, that'd be another feather in his hat. What do we got here?
This is another TikTok ban twist.
So as it turns out, the U.S. government will still be allowed on TikTok, even though you and I...
Oh, yeah, the U.S. government's allowed back on TikTok, but you're not.
And
here is that leaked document. It says that the Bureau of Global Public Affairs recognizes the substantial opportunity cost of public diplomacy practitioners' inability to access TikTok and is pleased to share that the department has approved 2 limited exceptions to the general prohibitions on use of the platform. The first exception pertains to the monitoring and analysis on TikTok by these public diplomacy practitioners, where they're basically allowed to work, but they're not posting.
So they can go and
platform.
propagandize
The second
on
exception applies
TikTok.
to digital content creators who have been explicitly contracted by the federal government
And
to
content
post content
creators,
on TikTok.
influencers.
Meaning that if you're a Mr. Beast or a Kelly Clarkson or a Guy Fieri, these
Harry
folks who
Sessions.
have
Harry
approved
Sessions,
deals with the Pentagon to make content that's been approved, then they would continue to be allowed to do so. And the document explicitly explains why there's such carve-outs, saying, quote, the platform, now one of the most downloaded digital platforms globally, is increasingly a primary source of news for audiences around the world, including those under the age of 35, a critical demographic.
We can't
for
have it in
Canadians,
America,
public diplomacy
but we need to
engagement.
propagandize
Near-term
all the other
conversations
countries
on the
that still
platform
have it.
shape the policy environment in which we operate. Long-term, they are shaping the perceptions of a generation of foreign audiences. Yeah, so that kind of gives away the whole game there a little bit, in which, you know, it's
Little
clear
bit.
that it's about speech and
Little
that we
bit.
don't deserve speech, but people that have been approved by the U.S. State Department, the Pentagon, these types of people, they can have speech so they can spread their propaganda to other people around the world, allegedly.
It's the American way.
It's the American way.
It is.
Yeah, so we can propagandize other countries with TikTok. Okay, I get it. I
Yeah,
get it.
yeah. Well, if you're
remember
one of those lucky ones who's allowed to be on international, good luck for you.
Remember, Chanda, when I told you many times, probably, you're probably sick of hearing it, that my dad was told to him by Senator Wayne Morris of Oregon back in 1960 something.
Yes.
That if the American people knew how their government was run, they would go crazy. Well, you know now, or at least those of us who are engaged, but this Bella Vandala here, she really summed it up real well. This will make you crazy again.
If TikTok being banned does not radicalize you as an American citizen, you are intentionally missing the point, because it's not about TikTok. It's the fact that Republicans and Democrats across all legislative branches can expeditiously and unanimously pull together like never before, and probably never again, to streamline legislation banning a social media app while completely ignoring everything important to us. They can't pull together to make sure my kids don't get shot while they go to school, to fix the economy, to mandate livable wages, to kick hedge funds out of single-family homes so I can afford my fucking mortgage again. They're doing fuck all about homeowners insurance, stealing billions of dollars from Americans, and then leaving them for dead while their homes wash away in a flood or burn to the fucking ground in a fire. They, like every other country, can't pull together to outlaw the poisonous substances that are put into our food, creating an epidemic of obese, diabetic, cancerous Americans who need to lean on a healthcare system. They do fuck all to mandate in way of quality of service or cost. They won't give us free healthcare. They won't invest in infrastructure or education. But all of their efforts collectively go to banning a social media app. California is on fire. North Carolina and Tennessee washed away. New Jersey has geoplasmic orbs over it. Our kids get shot in school, and our economy is on the brink of fucking collapse. But their top priority is banning social media. That's where the effort goes.
Or sending billions of dollars to Ukraine and Israel. Oh my God.
Think of the infrastructure we could have with all that money that we've sent Ukraine and Israel over.
Yeah,
the
we could
last
have the,
fucking
we could have
5 or 4 years.
Chinese. We could have the Chinese infrastructure, or the infrastructure they have
We
in
could.
Moscow. Moscow's got a beautiful infrastructure.
Moscow and China.
And China, yeah, they got bullet trains. They know how to take care of their people.
Clean cities, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and did I bring this troglodyte here? Is what the hell?
I think it's short. I think it's only 30 seconds.
It's
She wants to ban your speech.
It's MSN bullshit, and it's the Rachel Maddow show, so it's got to be terrible.
And boosting Trump back in 2016. But I also think there are Americans who are engaged in this kind of propaganda. And whether they should be civilly or even in some cases criminally charged is something that would be a better deterrence, because
Better
fuck
deterrent.
her
She
all
wants
the
to
way to
criminally
hell.
charge all of you. How dare you talk bad about
her.
America?
She's such a piece of
Facebook
shit.
didn't restrict free speech for the last
Jesus
5 years.
Christ.
They hid valuable life-saving information and therefore cost people their lives. Arrest Mark Zuckerberg. Yes, that is true.
That is true. That is absolutely true. And we're finding that out now, too, in a myriad of ways. Hillary Clinton teaching young girls how to delete emails. You put that in. Are you being snarky? What's going on here, Shanda?
Just a little snark.
Just a little snarky. You brought this prick. What the hell? What is this?
Oh, well, now that it's the last week, everybody's saying their goodbyes. Let's hear what he had to say.
Oh, shit.
Bye-bye, Jakey.
I hope this is my last time at this podium.
I do too.
I don't mean that in
hope.
a negative sense. I mean,
piece of shit.
The only thing that would bring me back is an unexpected event in the next few days, which, as you all know, is totally possible given everything that's possible in the course of the past years. But if it is, in fact, my last time before you, I just want to say thank you for what you guys do every day. Thank you for putting up with me. It's been an honor to be able to
lie to you.
Really try to illuminate these issues through tough probing and penetrating questioning.
Propagandize you.
Can't say I've always enjoyed every moment up here.
No, because I'm a liar, and I have to
thank
try and sleep at night. Fuck you very much.
Off,
fuck
Jake
off.
Sullivan. Out
Jesus
the fucking door he goes.
Oh, you brought
of course, we had to hear from Clown Pierre.
Clown Jean Pierre. Here we go. Here we go, Clown Jean Pierre.
The time, and that is okay. The give and take that happens here is incredibly healthy, and it is part of our democracy. I have been honored to partake in it with all of you. Well, most of the time.
Most of the time. Most of the time.
But in all seriousness, I also said at the first briefing, I would not be here today if it were not for generations of barrier-breaking people before me.
Oh, barrier
I have
breaking.
stood on their shoulders. I benefit from their sacrifices. I have learned excellence, and I am eternally grateful to them.
Yeah, excellent.
And now I will pass the torch. It is my sincere hope that while I may be the first for many things at this podium behind this lectern, I am not the last. I hope my presence at this podium has served as inspiration to many young girls out there.
Somebody was talking about Matt Gates or who's that? Candace.
I want Alex Jones. I want Alex Jones to be his
What's
Come
this?
on, that would be funny shit. I'd actually turn in.
Yeah, it would.
So somebody found Ozempic. Ozempic.
So, starting no new wars in the last administration, President Trump, and you were an integral part of all of this as Secretary of State,
You recognize
managed
who
to
that is?
project the strength that put Iran in a box. And they're out of the box now.
You got Ozempic.
Charlie, that's right. One of the great things that'll happen in just
Tell me who it
a
is.
couple of weeks is that the United States again will lead in the Middle East. We will deliver a set of policies that keep not only the Israelis safe, not only our Gulf Arab friends safe, but the American people safe without having to risk that we got to send tens of thousands of our young men and women to fight in that place.
There he is.
The policy was pretty straightforward. We knew that the regime in Iran, you couldn't cut a deal with them like they had with the silly nuclear deal. We got out of it. We knew that if we were friends with Israel, we'd move the embassy to Jerusalem. We knew that if you took out their leadership,
Kind of looks like the smoking ant man from
We
X-Files.
knew that if you did those things, you could deter Iran
They all
from its
get that
aggressive
saggy
behavior.
neck thing going
And then
when
finally,
they get Ozempic.
we
Yeah, I
denied
got
them
this,
the
but I
wealth,
didn't
the
get it from
billions of
Ozempic.
dollars in wealth that contributed to what happened on October 7th. Those warriors who attacked
bariatric
Israel
surgery?
had
Okay.
the money that the Biden administration permitted them to have. They were
Well,
wealthier,
I thought-
richer. President Trump, I'm convinced,
Wow.
will deny them of that money and resources.
God, I don't even know what he said. It wasn't worth listening to, but I couldn't believe
No,
that
I
was
went. I
Pompeo.
didn't bring it to listen to what he said. I brought it because everybody was like, "Holy shit, that's Mike Pompeo! What the fuck? Who ate half of him?"
Does Nick going off on AOC again? Is this what?
Well, AOC has promised the Democratic Party that she will never betray them again.
She never has.
I know, right?
AOC emphasizes to Democratic Party leaders that she's a team player now, and she will never challenge the Democratic Party again. This comes after AOC fails in her bid to become leader of House Oversight. Now AOC claims her number one priority is not to advocate for left ideals, but to help elect more Democrats, even more moderate blue dog Democrats. Which explains why AOC went so hard to elect genocide Joe Biden, even lying in front of millions of people, claiming that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris is working tirelessly for a ceasefire. One of the most disgusting pro-genocide lies ever told. Meanwhile, Donald Trump, who apparently wasn't working tirelessly, got a ceasefire just like that. It's clear that the Democratic Party is attempting to rebrand itself after their devastating loss to Donald Trump, and they're going to use AOC as a way to bring as many young people and trick them into supporting the Democratic Party as possible. The progressives are so desperate to trick young people into supporting the genocidal Democratic Party that they even convinced Bernie Sanders to join Hassan Piker and actually do independent media for a change. We even have Ro Khanna that joined me on RBN to try to convince me and my audience why supporting a progressive vision within the Democratic Party should be our next move. And it didn't go that well for him. AOC and progressives selling out their supporters for their career is a perfect case study on exactly why serious leftists should never organize within the Democratic Party.
Start bringing the ruckus on the Democratic Party.
Bring the ruckus.
That is our job.
Fuck you. Oh my God. That's hilarious. Yeah.
She'll never betray him again. I thought that was a good one.
Yeah, that was funny.
You're gonna love this next one.
Breaking
because I know you love.
I put this in. Breaking Senator
No, I put
Kristen.
this in.
I put this in. I did.
I put this in.
I did. You want me to read it?
I brought this just for you. Yeah,
I know you
ahead.
brought the curtsy for me. Breaking Senator Kristen Sinema appears to have had used her campaign to pay for personal expenses, including trips to Europe and California wine country, according to a complaint filed today by Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington, which is kind of an oxymoron. And for example, 3 weeks after Sinema announced she would not run again, her campaign spent more than $3,000 in Rome, Milan, and Italy. That's not that much, by the way.
No, not when you're in Milan and you're Kristen Sinema.
Sinema announced she would not run for re-election on March 5th, 2024. Since then, her campaign spent over $100,000 to be what appears to be for traveling expenses. And we've got to have the little curtsy here.
Fuck the pores.
Fuck the pores. There you go. Thank you. Shannon and I have suspected some pretty interesting things about Kristen Sinema. And I'm not going to pile on too much.
It's too dirty for TV. That's for sure.
It's too dirty for TV. But
it's too nasty.
It is
too
nasty.
Yeah, she's a ho-ho.
She is. She's terrible. She's terrible. This was from today. Did you see this, Shanda?
Yeah, I saw you resigned, right?
No. Greater loyalty to a foreign nation and a chair of the Foreign Affairs Committee. Truly a clown world in the hall of the U.S. government. Breaking. Former Israeli soldier Brian Mast to named chair of the U.S. House Foreign Affairs Committee. Are you fucking kidding me? You're taking, in my opinion, a literal foreign agent, dual citizenship, psychopath, bloodthirsty, murdering asshole on the level of Antony Blinken, and you're making him the head of the House Foreign Affairs Committee.
Well,
we are living in the twilight zone. We're living in the twilight zone.
That's what the Congress does. That's
For the love of God, are you kidding me? Whatever. I guess we need to get out of there.
I thought that was the head Israeli propagandist. From what I heard, he stepped down today, right? Or yesterday.
Yeah, maybe.
That's they look a lot alike.
It's all a blur to me. I can't take it anymore. Where's Rod Serling when I need him? Inflation speeds up. No shit. Ends 2024 at 2.9%. Got a clue for you. I think it's more in the 4s or 5s, but
I was listening to that Professor Richard Wolff today. Do you know how fast the German economy tanked with inflation? It literally took 18 months till it would cost them millions of dollars for a fucking pound of butter. Like it just slowly climbed, every day, every week for 18 months, 2 years, and all of a sudden just fucking boom. They were crashed, and that's what's happening to us.
Yeah, let's call it 2 years. Yeah, ever since somebody blew up the Nord Stream pipeline, and and tariffs and sanctions and all this other shit. You think tariffs and sanctions I'll say sanctions because we haven't got into tariff territory yet. But yeah, sanctions have raised the price of everything, not just bird flu, but yeah, they're gutting us. After that pandemic, we got royally fucked, and we keep getting fucked every day, and this is going to be a common thing. And you brought this. What's this all about? Can you rent me?
Rent an entire human for as little as $7.25 per hour. 10 out of 10 would exploit cheap labor again. Satisfied business owner.
Yeah, there you go. I got to tell you.
It's the truth.
This is just a little side note here, a reminder for me. Walgreens CEO reveals anti-theft measures of locking up products have had the opposite effect. Well, the article went on to say is that they have what we used to call in retail as shrink, is how much you lost, whether through shoplifting or, mismanaging. Well, it has the opposite effect, but you know what other opposite effect it has? People won't buy the shit. I went to Wally World the other day, and I needed some eye drops, right? And it was in a locked case. It's never been in a locked case.
Try to find somebody to unlock that case for you. You'll wait around for a half fucking hour.
Now,
I gotta find so-and-so who's got the keys. They're on a lunch break. Sorry, I'm going home and ordering it on fucking Amazon.
Meanwhile, the clock's ticking. You're trying to get your shit and get out of there so you can get home because you're scared to death to go anywhere anymore because everything's so high. Why these 17 American foods are banned abroad? Well, a whole big to-do has been made this week about yellow dye and red dye and all these.
I think it's further down on the deck. Yeah. Red
cancer,
free.
Yeah, cancer-causing agents, and we'll get to it further down the deck. But at least we know our sisters and brothers over in Europe don't get poisoned on the regular like we do.
Not as badly as we do.
Not as badly. You brought this one. Here we go.
Nobody, United Healthcare System. I want you dead and I want your money. Yeah, exactly. And United Healthcare employee of Selene executive Brian Thompson found to have overcharged some cancer patients for drugs over 1,000%.
No shit.
1,000.
Not a surprise. Aren't you shocked,
No,
Chanda?
I'm living through it right now.
You're shocked. The world's most profitable industries thrive on conflict and disease. Think about that. And you brought this gal. What's she talking about?
She's breaking down. She's going through the Luigi indictment. Now, we haven't heard a lot about him lately since they kind of locked him up and threw away the key, but there's still a lot of questions there, Oz. I'm not convinced that guy did it. I think he might be a patsy. It's too convenient that they found him the way they did. Like, I'm not buying the story.
Good, because I came out of the gate, remember? He didn't do it. I said it, and I'm going to stick by it.
I'm sitting here doing a deep dive of the Luigi complaints, and I came across something that makes absolutely no fucking sense whatsoever, and I need to get your guys' input on it. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, there are 11 counts in the indictment. The first 3 are murder charges, and then the rest of them are firearms, and then like one for vague ID, right? Okay. And it doesn't make sense because all of the firearm charges require that he possessed the firearms in the state of New York, but they're basing it on the firearms that he possessed once he was in Pennsylvania. Okay, tracks. No, it doesn't. Because we know that after the incident, he went into Central Park with a backpack, which ostensibly had all of the stuff from the crime in it, like these pew-pews that they were charging him with, right?
Remember?
And then we see him coming out of Central Park without a backpack because he ditched all the stuff. So unless they have footage of him
did he go back into Central Park while the cops were looking?
With said stuff in it, the stuff that he had on him in Pennsylvania necessarily cannot be the same stuff that he possessed when he was in New York to commit the crime.
I agree.
Right? So then all of those charges fucking fall out because they can't prove possession in New York. And it also validates everything everyone's been saying about Luigi being a decoy and not the guy who actually did the thing in New York. Because again, how could he have the stuff in Pennsylvania if he ditched it in Central Park in New York? Like they literally cannot be the same guy. Or at the very least, they're the same guy, but he wanted to get caught, and the stuff he had on him that day was not the stuff he had on the day of the crime. So if that's what they're basing most of their case off of, it's garbage.
So then
because when the government stacks hella charges, most of which are low-key irrelevant, it means they can't prove the big crime, so they're trying to get you on a bunch of other little stuff so they can add it up to a big prison sentence and scare you into playing down so they don't have to prove their case on the charge that they don't have that they know that they don't have the evidence to charge you on. I haven't gotten to the federal complaint yet, but I'm reading the New York State complaint. I'm like, this is garbage. This is Garbage Pants McGee. And if his attorney doesn't get him out of this, like, immediately, like, if this isn't so easily dismissed, like, he needs to hire me immediately. I'm not barred in New York, but, like, for Luigi, I will do anything. I will take the New York State bar. No problem. Just call me.
That was an attorney.
So that was good questions, though. Remember, we were told that he went into Central Park and he ditched his bag. So how the fuck did he have a bag in Pennsylvania with a gun and all the money and the manifesto?
I told you
blah,
that
blah,
was
blah.
bullshit.
Doesn't
I'm
make
sticking
sense.
by it. It's bullshit. Lee Harvey Oswald, Jack Ruby. Now, this is all over again. History repeating itself. NBC News, FDA bans red number 3 artificial coloring used in beverages, candy, and other foods. There's so much bad shit in beverages. There's that bromated oil crap that they put in the Coke and Pepsi and all that other crap. We shouldn't be drinking any of that crap, anyway,
so I wouldn't know.
But yeah, that's what we're getting into.
And so here's the thing. Everybody thinks it's banned. It's not really banned, and it won't take effect till 2027. And the FDA is going to investigate it before it makes a final decision. So this is just blowing smoke up our fucking asses, and it's not actually pulling the poison out of anything.
It's going to fall in the wastebasket, and they're going to forget about it.
Exactly. It's going to be gone in a year from everybody's memories, and we won't even remember what the hell we were talking about.
Cannabis has 34 treatments for cancer and is not FDA approved. Chemotherapy was discovered by poisoning people with mustard gas and is FDA approved. Let that sink in. Chanda knows better than any of us.
I do. I went to school for cannabis to treat people with cancer, and I have cancer. So, yeah, I get it.
Kids' school lunches look like this, so our police can look like this. Really? What is that?
Yeah. What slop is that? Oh my gosh.
Looks
so
like
terrible.
Cat food on some sort of chemical bun.
It does look like cat. It looks like cat vomit. I'm sorry. That's not cat food. That's cat vomit.
Oh, I know what that is. That's oatmeal.
Is it oatmeal?
When someone asks for more information about your post and they have a computer connected to the internet in their hand. Okay. Okay.
I hate that shit. Links, source, like fuck you. The whole internet's there. Go look it up yourself. I ain't got time for this shit. I've actually told people that.
Don't be a dick.
Yeah.
Pfizer just bought Arena Pharmaceuticals, the maker of the drugs to treat heart inflammation such as myocarditis and pericarditis. So you own both. Never mind. I don't even want to go there. Oh,
well, you know how Pfizer works. That's how they roll.
Oh, my God. What do you got here, Chanda? You brought this Wall Street Apes again.
Well, with all the cold going on, Amazon's electric vehicles are charging in the snow, and they're having to use big diesel freaking generators to get the charging stations up and running so they can charge, the energy efficient, not energy efficient green vehicles.
So I understand green energy. Electric vehicles, Amazon's doing their part, stay green. But doesn't it defeat the purpose when you literally have a diesel-powered generator electrifying all of the electric vehicles?
Roll that.
I love this. Just pretend you don't see the big diesel generator in the background while you're charging your electric car and saving the world.
Oh, yes. My God.
Keep saving the world.
We're in the home stretch, everybody. We've got this week on Tantalus TV, Starbucks coffee. And if you don't know what Tantalus TV is, you must not be a Trek fan. But anyway.
Or a boomer.
I want to kick off. I'm going to try and do this every week, but I want to kick off with a little funny. As you notice, we had Michael Myers ice skating at the beginning of the show.
I saw that.
And this time we have When a Queen Hears ABBA. So here we go. See if you guys enjoy this.
You are the dancing queen, young and sweet, only 17.
I see how much twisted the feeling.
That's rewriting a little bit of history as far as the Alien movie goes. We are in Meme Alley, and we've got some memes this week. Don't we, Chanda? You and I both have.
You rocked me, Mally. I came in to start the show on Tuesday. You already had me, Mally, full, so I was like, cool. I don't have to do me, Mally.
Oh, cool. Dogs welcome. Please tie your children to the pole outside. Thank you. When I was a child, when I was a child, this is the person that used to tell me bedtime stories. No shit, the Crypt Keeper was
the
always
Crypt
there.
Keeper.
Love the
That guy
Crypt
scared
Keeper.
the shit out of me as a kid.
Oh, he was fantastic. I love the Crypt Keeper. Me every day, 3%, 1%, low battery, 2%, 3%, 1%. The moment you realize that you can speak 17 languages, stubbing that little toe, Chanda, you ever have that problem?
It's the worst, especially at night, like when you just get up to go to the bathroom and you're half asleep. Oh, God.
Oh, no kidding, man.
You definitely speak other languages.
Talk about seeing stars. Holy crap.
Yeah,
this is the...
sure.
If this is the future, I'd rather live in the past. No kidding.
Hell yeah.
That looks like that. I told Chanda in the green room that stainless steel garbage can with a little floppy lid on it reminds me of the Tesla.
Yeah.
So this, it's okay to be the crazy pot smoking cat lady, right, Chanda? Is that you? Are you the crazy?
It is, if that's what you choose to be. I no longer choose to be the pot smoking lady, but I definitely have a shit ton of cats now. They just keep showing up. I'm up to 4 now.
Always remember who helped you get through 2024, the pot man. And remember Reefer Madness? That was fun. And Chanda, you always told me to get indica, right? To calm me down and settle me out.
Sativa will gamp you up and indica puts you in the couch.
Okay, so it's indica. I wish I could do that stuff. An overdose of weed is called a good night's sleep. God, I wish it worked that way.
Sometimes, not for everybody.
What's the perfect song to listen to when you're high, Chanda? Do you know that?
Pink Floyd, numb. The whole album.
The whole album, not just Comfortably Numb, the whole album.
No, the whole fucking album. You got to do it from start to finish.
Okay, I'll buy that. That's great. I like Dogs of War, Momentary Lapse of Reason. They're fantastic.
The whole album,
all the Pink Floyd's always good to listen to. Just listen to Pink Floyd, you'll be happy. Have a cigar, boy, you're gonna go far. Please don't get your campsite set up ideas from AI. Beauty and the Boomer, what the hell is that?
Look at the fire is inside the tent. AI is so fucked up.
I had to give that a double take. Yeah. Meanwhile, in Asia, vendors are using biodegradable banana leaves and coconut fronds instead of plastic packaging. They've been doing this a long time, and that's a good idea.
They have.
That is a good idea.
That and hemp. We could use hemp to replace everything in this fucking country.
Yeah, I would go so far as to bring my own packaging if everybody would effing do it.
To the grocery store? Hell yeah. But remember when we had to save the trees and we had to get rid of the paper bags so that way we could, replace it with plastic.
I'm going to say the word. Do we get banned? Sex over 40 can be exciting. You never know whether it's an orgasm, a stroke, or just a cramp. I can attest to that.
It's just a cramp.
it's just a cramp. And we've got remember when. There's some remember wins in here that I remember, and I'm kind of, wow, that really telling my age. A cheeseburger platter in 1960. A quarter-pound jumbo all-beef hamburger on a toasted bun, tomato slice on lettuce, or coleslaw, and French fried potatoes, 55 cents. No. Now, I did the math on that. I'm not going to do all these, just the one. But it has gone up to today. It is, and I use McDonald's for my mean there, it's 1,750% higher now. And if you factor and use the cost of living, it's insane because the cost of living is like half that. So, we're just all around. We're screwed. Not that you should eat that crap anyway. Now, you and I both did this one.
Well, it was probably real back then. It's not real anymore.
Yeah, it's that frozen pink shit. I brought the Green Hornet, but you brought Michael Landon. Rest in peace, Michael. I did.
How I feel when I talk to my kids about growing up in the 80s. It is how I feel.
And here's your paper bag meme right here.
Oh, yeah. I'm old enough to remember when paper bags were being blamed for the destruction of trees and plastic bags were the solution. Now they want to get rid of plastic straws altogether, so we have to use those paper straws. What do you think of that, Oz?
Oh, God. I don't even want to talk about it.
Have you tried a paper straw?
Yeah, I used to have them when I was a kid, and they'd melt in your mouth and go down your throat.
Exactly.
I used to chew on them and make little spitballs on them and put them back in the straw. So
I went to a concert a couple years ago, and they gave you a paper straw, and I wasn't even halfway through my drink, and that thing had dissolved and was falling apart. It was like a toilet paper tube that I was drinking out of, basically.
Well, you could do it the hard way and roll up a dollar bill and use that. Oh, never mind. That's another subject.
No, we do that for other things.
Once upon a time in the 50s, a family could own a home, a car, and send the kids to college all on one income. And that was true. And it went through the 60s, I think. And do you remember Columbia House?
Are you kidding? I scammed those guys for freaking 20 years straight. Are you kidding? They're probably
so you're
still
the one
after
that
me
put them
for
out of
frickin'.
business then. Yeah, get a lot.
Me and all the other freaking Gen Xers.
You scanned them back.
Hey,
for
they're
their
the
own
ones who
scam.
kept saying we'll give you 12 albums or 12 CDs for a
I know.
penny, and then
I know.
I would just sign up under a different name. Are you kidding?
It was
I had
a
the
scam.
best CD collection because of those guys.
Well, when this was out, it was 8-track tapes. Can you believe it? Holy crap. That's a lot of
My
plastic.
Corvette had an 8-track player in it, and I loved it. But all the old 8-tracks that I would find, like I got an Iron Butterfly at a garage sale or something, when it would get to the very end of the tape, the glue was so old it would just pull out, and then it would suck in. And so, like, I destroyed a shit ton of 8-tracks because they were old.
Oh, well. There's a downside to everything, it seems. Chanda, did you have an Easy Bake Oven?
I did. And I think my food's almost done.
I had a Easy Show movie projector, and I'm this old, and I am that old.
You fancy?
And then
I had an Atari.
Yeah,
I did have an Atari. Chiclets. I love chiclets. I would put like 50 of those in my hand at once and eat them all at once.
You can still get these. There's Hobbs and Dobbs was where I used to buy all that old-fashioned candy. The Whorehound and the old,
the hell's a whorehound?
Whorehound is a kind of a licorice sarsaparilla hard candy whorehound. And it's probably not good for you. Nothing's good for you.
It probably stops your heart, whatever.
Yeah, but I got that from... Now, I talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Sky King, Saturday mornings, 1961, 62, 63. I couldn't remember the name of the plane. It was a Songbird. So Sky King, it was a great show. He'd go and save people, and do all kinds of cool things. It was kind of like...
Okay, Boomer.
It was Lassie with Wings. Come on.
It was Lassie with Wings.
It was Lassie with Wings. And lastly, we've got... Remember that balloon shit you used to be able to put on the end of the straw?
Oh, it was so toxic.
Yeah,
oh, my God.
Terrible stuff. Terrible.
For us.
And I actually can smell that picture, everybody, because that was a cap gun.
Me too.
And
we just take a rock and pound on them, unroll them and take a rock and smack them.
Now, the handheld video games back in the days, that's what they were. I'm that old too, so yes, we are.
I still have a couple of those bouncing around my house.
And I had
a baseball one I got addicted to.
I had a Woolly Willy. And I used to be able to take the little magnet. But, and kids, this is how we texted back in the 80s.
It
you
is.
make the little footballs.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I got fucking detention for that shit so many times because we couldn't text each other. We'd have to give each other these notes in between class. And, I got lots of trouble.
Yeah, Lawrence Fine said I had all that stuff. So,
That's why we do
this is the last of Remember When. I had this Frisbee. I swear to God, they did something to this Frisbee, Moonlighter Frisbee. It glowed in the dark, but that worked better. That worked better than any Frisbee I ever had in my lifetime to this day. I mean,
it was the weight of the lithium that was on it.
Must have been. I just wonder.
Must have been.
Yeah, at least it didn't make my fingers get cancer and fall off, but
that you know of.
That I know of. The jury might still be out on that. And we have another brought back by popular demand because I didn't know what else to put in this slot. Shit Lib Book Club recommendations, and we have what the fuck was in those paint chips, and that's AOC right there, everybody. And then we have, are you a government issued drone? Me? Yeah. There you go, Fetterman. Fetterman.
Oh, those are hilarious, and I love that you changed it up in honor of the inauguration. Things are changing.
I'm still trying to find something to put in the slot, but it's a gift that keeps on giving.
I still love this segment. This segment always makes me laugh. You do a great job with this segment. You've always killed it. So
I try.
As long as you keep doing it.
Really do try. Well, I had fun this show. I hope everybody in the audience. We've got some terrific numbers for our little corner bar here at Beauty and the Boomer After Dark tonight. Thank you, everybody, for coming.
You folks.
Shanda, what are we going to do? Are we going to come back and do it again next week?
As far as I know, I'm down for it. And I'm doing a show on Monday morning. We're going to ring in the inauguration. Of course, the inauguration has been taken inside and the parade has been canceled. So I'm kind of playing it by ear. I don't know what time anything starts. So I'm writing a show. I will have a live feed that we will keep checking on, but I don't think things are going to be happening that early in the day. So come join me. We got lots to talk about. We're going to go in depth on Red Node, and there's a lot to talk about with the bringing out the old and bringing in the old.
I so look forward.
Different day.
I so look forward to doing your solo shows on Monday. You just kill it. You give me a grin on my face the whole time because you come on there, you're smiling, you're happy, you're intense, you're passionate, and you get it all out there for all of us to see. We don't.
I try.
That's how we do it, and we just love the show. But I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. Thank you on all 55 platforms that we're on across the internet universe.
Everybody, look at all of you.
Yeah, you're all over the place.
I want to make sure we didn't miss any chats that, people paid for. I got the one over on Rumble. That one was very generous. Thank you. And let me check the Rockfin. Nope, Rockfin, we're good. And I think we're good over on the YouTubes. Everybody join us over at the Trailer Park. Make sure you follow Trailer Park Pundit because there's a lot of you that aren't subbed over there yet. So make sure you get subbed.
Yeah, please do.
We have a backup channel. What's our backup channel called?
It's going right now. It's B&B.
I know, but what's it called?
B&B After Dark.
B&B After Dark. Okay. Yeah. Make sure everybody follows. Dark.
It's going. I haven't checked on that one. I just kind of put it on autopilot. But anyway, we'll be there. Jody Havel, yes, we will be back next week. We appreciate you guys so much. We love all you guys. Does everybody have a wrench? I think you do. So, yeah.
Hey, Fingerman.
Hey,
Fingerman inspired my music this week.
Jilly, I didn't get to say hi to Jilly. Anthony, see you next week, Anthony. Anyway, we're going out with, I love these outro this week. Next week is going to be, I think, Blue Oyster Cult. So we've got Steely Dan. No? Is this Steely Dan? I can't remember.
This is Doobie Brothers.
Doobie Brothers. Is it Doobie Brothers? Yeah, I got Steely Dan on the brain.
Doobie.
Good night, everybody.
Doobie
Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And hopefully we'll
get some rest before the inauguration. Who knows what shit's going to break loose come Monday.
It's going to be flying high. See you guys. Have a great one.
Night.